Hi, welcome. We're the Weasley Sisters. This is episode 246. I'm Jessica, also known as Naturally Nitty.
And I'm Allena, also known as Starnits. Today is June 11th. This is our bi-monthly podcast. If you're a first-time watcher, thanks for tuning in. If you're a returning watcher, thanks for coming back.
Yeah, so grab your knitting, pull a chair, and craft along with us.
Yes.
Today is a planning podcast. I don't know why I'm sorry if I'm all washed out. So, Newts, you should have turned in your 50% last month. I did barely. I barely got it in. And now at the end of June 30th, you need to turn in your 75%.
Yeah.
125 points.
I already turned in my 50% for my owl, so.
Good. Yeah, so owls were due at the end of this month or anytime now till the 30th. Order the Phoenix.
Order of the Phoenix, you should be working on your project.
Yeah.
And then starting on the 30th, you can start turning it.
Oh, I was trying to figure out what that was. Sorry. Oops. I'm totally not up to snuff on the order. I didn't do anything.
You have Headmistress Challenge to work on through July 31st, so you should be working on that too. And then Quidditch started May 19th and runs through Sunday, the 16th. This match 2 is endurance, so they want to have at least 150 yards or more.
Okay.
And you get a base 23 points.
Oh, that's better than classes.
Yeah, and there's bonus points and yardage points in play.
I wasn't doing that. I've been very blah, and not working on much except for the newt. But that seems promising.
Yeah. So that's all the advanced studies.
All right.
We have
Classes. First up is astronomy, dark matter. For your homework, we expect you to craft something using regular baryonic matter rather than dark matter, of course. However, you can honor the spirit of dark matter by using matter that is hard to see or matter that came to you unexpectedly. You know how you go to a yarn store or a fiber festival and somehow come out of there with much more than you remember putting in your basket? Or maybe you did some calculations to make sure you had enough materials for your project and they didn't really notice how much you had until you pulled it all out at home. Or you could craft something where you didn't realize at first how big it was. If that doesn't catch your fancy, you could craft something inspired by dark energy. Since dark energy makes everything expand faster and faster, you could craft something that expands or something that expanded while you crafted it. Basically, explain how your project is inspired by dark matter or dark energy, and we will love it. Craft something inspired by dark energy or dark matter, but make sure we can see it. Non-Ravelry crafts will be accepted if they fit the prompt.
So anything in garter stitch, because that expands hugely.
True.
Or like even lace, because
anything you block out.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So charms. The Mediologynx Recanto. So craft something soothing or something blue or gray. So you're trying to get rid of rain, which I could have used this weekend, but we'll talk about that later. So there's FAQ. What exactly do you mean by soothing? Tell us what is soothing to one may not be to the another. Just explain how your project soothes you. Can I use another color to represent the rain? No, we are only accepting blue and gray as colors to represent rain. If choosing the color option, how much of my project should be blue or gray? It must be at least 50% of those colors, or the combination of the two. What counts as blue or gray? Silver counts as gray, turquoise counts as blue, etc. If you think it's blue or gray, it probably is. When in doubt, there's always the soothing option. So that's pretty basic and easy.
Yeah. Very cool. Consumer and family science. Food production by growing our own fruits and vegetables. Your task is to craft something inspired by your chosen fruit or vegetable. This may be its size, shape, texture, or color. Earn extra bonus points by including an inspiration photo of your fruit or veggie. Non-wrap crafts are happily accepted. So, FAQs. Does my project need to be a replica of the fruit or vegetable? You may create a replica or incorporate an image of your fruit or vegetable, or you may simply craft an object that is inspired by its size, shape, texture, or color. Question: Is it is an inspirational photo required? No, it's an option. However, including this photo with your class submission will earn you 1 bonus point, in addition to any yardage and awesomeness bonuses. It should be a photo of the actual fruit and veggie that inspired your project. If your project is inspired by a magical fruit and veggie known only in the HP Wizarding World, then you may use an image of a recognizable drawing painting of that magical food. Question: May I earn extra bonus points for the inspirational photo even if my project isn't finished? Oh, yes. Partial projects are eligible for the extra bonus points provided. Question: Are fantasy fruit and vegetables that are unknown to muggles acceptable for this class? Any fruit or vegetable known to witch or wizards of the Harry Potter world, whether or not known to muggles, would be acceptable. So, dirigible plums and gertie roots would be a welcome source of inspiration. Fantasy fruits and vegetables outside of the HP canon are not available for planting in our Hogwarts garden and would not be suitable sources for inspiration. So, you can't make anything up.
That's pretty cool, actually.
It's a fun class.
So
I
that's
like
wide open because it can be inspired. It can actually be a fruit or vegetable. So yeah. Let's see, where am I? Flying.
Yeah.
Sorry. Aerobic training enhances a flyer's ability to recover from unusual flight conditions, and thus we consider it an element of flight safety training, especially for those of you who volunteer for the order. Most aerobatic maneuvers involve the rotation of your broom about sorry, my screen is like way small. About its longitudinal or roll axis or lateral pitch axis. Other maneuvers, such as a spin, displace the broom about its vertical yaw axis. For this prompt, we would like you to practice crafting aerobatics and bring out unusual moves. Knitters and crocheters add stitch patterns or embellishments to your work. Weavers use pickup or any draft but tabby. Spinners try a new complex plying technique. Dyers use multiple colors in the same object. For those who look for a number, the number is 42. Details will be provided in the FAQ. So let me go down to the FAQ. So knitting, stockinette, reverse stockinette, garter do not count as stitch patterns when used alone. Crochet, alternating rows and rounds of different stitch heights do not count as stitch pattern when used alone. Spinners, explain why the yarn structure you have created is unusual or complex, or a complex move for you. Knitting and crochet, embellishment is allowed instead of actual stitch patterns, but must meet the same quantity value, 42%. Stitch patterns and embellishments may be mixed on the same object. Total amount must meet the quantity value. Knitting and crochet, colorwork patterns created with separate strands of yarn will be accepted as long as there's more than one color present on one row. Slip stitch color work is acceptable. The number is still 42. Stripes are not acceptable. So, that's cool.
That would be a good place to put crepe yarn. Were you planning on doing that this month?
Yeah, but that's for my new owl.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So
I still have some fiber that I was going to do crepe yarn with, but
yeah, that would be good because that's not a usual.
I don't know if I'll have time for it though.
But, yeah, I don't know what I would do for that one.
All right, I'll move on. Herbology, pruning. Pruning is the cutting away of dead or overgrown branches so that there will eventually be a healthier growth, which produces more fruit. Cutting back is only temporary. Eventually, each plant will produce more fruit than it would have had if it had not been pruned. Your assignment is to craft something you have made before, but this time craft it in a smaller size or craft an item that is less than 100 yards.
So I actually started a project last night that will go perfectly for that. I finally started a slingshot pattern. So, and the last time I did it, I used worsted weight, so I'm using fingering. So,
very cool. That will be perfect.
Yeah. So it'll definitely be smaller, but I didn't know that it would fit in that until I read the class today. So, next class is Muggle Studies. For this month's assignment, craft a gift using 200 yards or more. If spinning, your singles need to be a minimum of 200 yards. Reminder, if you complete all 3 Muggle Study assignments this term, you will receive a bonus point. FAQ question, does my crafted item have to be an actual gift? We're not requiring you to give away your item as a gift for this month's assignment. This could be an item you give yourself or intend to give someone else in the future. Question, do partials need to meet the 200 yards? Yes, we expect all homework to be 200 yards, whether completed or partial. That's a new twist on partial homework.
Yeah, I've never heard that before, but that's okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty wide open, like anything with over 200 yards.
Yeah, and a gift. Like, you could say anything's a gift.
Yeah.
Cool. And 200 yards of singles is not that much.
Yeah, like if you're spinning, if you're weaving, you're definitely going to hit that 200-yard mark really quick. And if you're knitting or crocheting, maybe make a bigger project or turn it into a different class.
Yeah. All right, potions, the sleeping draught. Prompt, brew a sleeping draught to cure your nightmares. Craft something purple or an item you use while sleeping. Non-revelry crafts will be accepted if they fit the prompt. Prior approval is not required.
Yeah, so that's a really wide open one too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You do all sorts of blankets for babies.
Yeah, or you could do like a pillow.
Or a sleeping mask.
Yep. Anything. Or purple, just crafted purple.
Yeah.
So transfiguration, Feliors. For your homework this month, craft an item inspired by the characteristics of a cat or a cauldron. Please note, we are not focusing on colors this month. We are studying characteristics. Non-revelry crafts will be accepted this month. What if I want to make a black scarf or a ginger-colored pair of socks? We are not accepting projects inspired by color. Instead, we want you to focus on the characteristics of a cauldron or cat. Be sure to explain how your homework meets the prompt. Do I have to craft something inspired by a cauldron and a cat? No, either one is fine. Cats like to chase birds. Can I make something related to a bird? While we appreciate the creativity, this is a bit too far out of reach to be accepted for this class. Can I make a cat toy? This would work. We don't mind in-action photos either.
That's so funny.
Cat or a cauldron?
I think we should make a cauldron that has a cat face on it.
A cauldron cat face. Though I have a sweater, a couple of sweaters actually, in my queue that one is like evil cats, like a yoke of evil cats, and then another one's just this big cat on the sweater. It's like a bulky yarn, so it supposedly knits fast. So that would be a fun project for this class because it's just a big cat face on the
That
sweater.
would be hilarious.
But you could do like characteristics of a cat. Cats like to put, like push things off of things. So you could make anything.
Oh, I was like, where are you going with this?
I was thinking like you could make like a cozy to catch the
Sure.
whatever the cat's pushing off type of thing. But cauldrons, like they're big and they hold things and they heat up, so you can make a hot pad.
Mm-hmm.
You can make something that holds something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Fun.
So back to our regularly scheduled podcast.
I didn't update any of my stuff.
Oh, do you have any mojo?
No.
Okay, I do. Are you surprised? I'm surprised.
I
was the finish all the things, and they're all seem to be for the Headmistress Challenge. So I finished this blanket, Slither Hug. So I was actually just sewing in the ends as we started. So it's officially finished. So I need to take a picture of it later and turn it in. And I finally finished this turn and wave cowl that I was making for Fairy Tale Knits as the shop model. I just actually need to block it and then it'll be officially done. But it's a cowl.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
Fringe-tastic.
Yeah. So it's a cowl and it's kind of warm. So anyways, so I finished those and yeah. Like, let me tell you, this pattern, like it's nice and I like the color, but I don't like fringe. And then the finishing was all slip stitch, and that is not fun. Can I just tell you that's not fun? It's not. So yeah. So I'll like show you really close. So like you slip stitch around, and then you slip stitch around again, like 3 times, and like it makes a nice finished edge, but it was not fun to do.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
So I'm just gonna block this later, and because I thought about blocking it, but then I was like, I need to show it, and I don't want it to be wet, so I'll block it later. So those are finished.
Awesome. Good job.
So any works in progress?
Yeah. I started my second couch cushion cozy.
Oh, cool.
It is only this big. I started it last month, so I either need to just set this one down and start a new one to finish for this month, or finish it and then start a new one after that.
When did you start it? If it was after
last month,
the 19th, you could turn it in for Quidditch if you finish it by Sunday.
Oh, I'll have to look. That's a good option. I'll have to look and see when I started it by my pictures. I usually can figure that out on my phone. And then I've also been trying to work hard on my sweater. It's getting pretty long. I actually need to measure it and see how much more. Actually, I think it might almost be time.
Yeah, looks like it.
It needs to be 26 inches long, but at 23 inches, I'm going to start like I forget what it's called, but like a little bit of neck shaping just so it opens up a tiny bit, like just a little bit. And then basically it's a big square, and then you cut seams and sew the shoulders together. Like there's like barely any shaping. Just a big old tube. But I need to finish this and start on the sleeves and get, I forget, like a couple inches of the sleeves done to get to my 75% of my newt.
So you could actually start the sleeves and just carry them around with you wherever you go.
Not a bad idea. But we'll see, the last week in June, I am going to Colorado. And I won't be back before the 1st. So I need to finish everything for my 75% before I go, I think.
Are you not taking knitting with you?
Well, I'll take knitting with me, but to turn in my 75% of my newt, I don't think I want to do that from away from home. I don't have all the pictures I need and stuff. I have to finish cleaning a fleece, which I'll talk about in spinning. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully I get there. We'll see.
Well, I find now with Ravelries, like you upload the picture to the project page and then you just say insert from project page.
Yeah, that's what I do.
It's easy to do on your phone if you get to that point and you're not ready.
Well, with my newt, I turned in like, because you have to have like pictures of everything done. And like, I think I swear I had like 50 pictures in my 50% turn in. It was kind of ridiculous. Yeah. So I'm just gonna hope to, I don't know, get that up there. And then I got to figure out if I can take needles on a plane. If not, I'll just pack it so I have it while I'm there.
I think you can.
I don't know.
I have
such bad luck with needles, knitting needles, and places. Anyways, so yeah, so those are just the only two knitting and crochet type things I've been doing.
So, last night I started a slingshot with the leftover yarn from my turn and wave. I figured it would be because it's like a color work thing. So that's what I did. And because I've been saying for months that I need to make another one, and I finally was like, I'm going to do it. And also last night, I picked up this interweave crochet because my knitting group, it's more like a crafting group because they knit crochet and all that stuff, at Barnes and Noble, and they actually carry interweave crochet because I don't know if you've noticed, a lot of yarn stores don't carry magazines much anymore, at least the ones near me, because I usually try to buy them from them. But yeah, anyways, so the reason I picked it up is because my friend Angie, she messaged me and was like, you need to pick this up because I have some cotton yarn that I picked up on a yarn crawl a couple years ago, and I've been wanting to make like a tank top shell with my cotton yarn that I picked up. So she was like, you need to pick up this magazine, which I will talk about the magazine in a minute. But there's this pattern in it, 10 ways to customize a tank. Like, I can't read that backwards. So it has all different ways to do it. Like, I don't know, like you can see like these variations.
That's way cool.
And then these variations. So she was like, pick that up. And like, there's all the patterns in there. So I also like the front, this pattern is on the front.
Yeah, I saw that when you showed it. That was cute.
It's really pretty. Though I also like this on the back. I don't know what pattern that is. I'll have to look. It might be in here somewhere. But basically, like the tank, you know.
Yeah, I might have to copy you.
But I don't know if you know, like, I think Interweave, the people who own Interweave went under. So they, a month ago, maybe 2. So they're like not paying the designers what they should.
Oh.
So like, I'm not sure. I think they're going to try and keep the magazine going, but I don't know if you have gotten Interweave crochet. Usually it's like a thick pattern filled magazine.
Looks like a book type thing.
Yeah. This one is more like a magazine. Like, it's really flimsy. It's not like it used to be. So I can see where they were cutting corners, if that makes any sense.
That's sad, but you know, hard time.
Anyways, I got that. And normally, like I said, I would buy it from a yarn store, but the past couple of times I went looking for interweave at a yarn store, they didn't carry it. So Barnes & Noble carried it, so I bought it there.
Cool.
Anyways, that's all my whips.
Cool.
So you spin me right round?
You spin me right round. I am going to talk about fleece because that's kind of a spinning. Right now, I'm actually working through the last fleece I have for my newt, which is Lester Longwell and Corridor Cross. Virginia Keeper is her name. If you want to see her, it's cute. Anyways, it was a little 5 1/4 pounds of wool. I am flicking the ends. Actually, this one's not too bad. Just a little bit because it does wash well. And I'm picking. There is a little bit of second cuts in there, but not bad. So this is it, dirty, and here is it clean. You can see how nice and white that gets.
Wow, that's a big difference.
And it's pretty soft. It's not cornmeal. It's got a lot wavier crimp, but it's really nice. And I have a whole big old bag of it washed already. Probably like I'm guessing a pound or two. I have probably about the same amount that I'm working through. I'm hoping to get that done today and then wash either tonight or tomorrow. So I can get that out of the way. And I actually, it's over on my wheel, but I spun up 4 ounces. I carted it into bats. It's a lot longer staple length than the Cormo. So I'm still doing a forward draw. I'm not doing a long draw. I don't know. I'm kind of doing like a combination, kind of working with it. I need to, actually, I'm in the middle of binding it into a cake and then I'm going to apply it. So that'll be done. And then when I finish washing this all, that part of the newt will be done, which will be good. And then I can focus on the knitting. But yeah, so I spun that up. That's the only actual spinning I've done.
Well, I think processing goes in with spinning,
right.
So.
But no, it's coming along well. And it's pretty nice. And I've never worked with Cordell or Lester Longwool. But it seems to be a nice little blend. I don't know. I think it feels more like a BFL. Yeah. That's what it reminds me of. It's a little shiny, smooth to spin.
I have a long wool Border Leicester mix that it's that gray one that I mixed with it's like a grayish brown that I mixed with alpaca and spun. I was talking about that last week.
Yeah.
So I have some like blends that way. They're kind of fun. You know, I'm not a huge long wool person, but
neither am I. But I wanted to try something new when I was buying those fleeces from that lady, and I, just wanted to know what she had, and she told me, and I was like, I'll try that. But it's super soft, nice. It's not ropey like some long wools are. So I don't know if that's the Cordell helping it. I don't know.
Probably.
But this one wasn't coated, so the tips they're not horrible, but I figure it'll just make the end process a lot easier. Like the ends aren't really that bad. There's just some gunk in there. So if I flip it now, it gets that out, and then it's super clean when it washes. I had to order more scour too, because I ran out of my giant gallon of stuff. But I only got a little 16 ounce, the one with the squeezy thing like you got.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
So I also am processing stuff for my owl. I flicked the Clune Forest and the Navajo Churro. I just have to wash them. I'm gonna do a couple of other wools that I have for my owl before I wash it all, like wash it all together, you know. So it's just sitting over there. Um, I talk about the Cormo I spun last month.
I can't remember.
I
Maybe.
turned it in for a class. I tried like 5 ounces and I got a 3-ply 324 10 wrap sprint, which is what I was aiming for. So it's like a worsted Aran weight. So it'll be good for the Aran sweater. And it just like puffed up. So I spun that and I finished that for the end of the month last month. And then I started on a second skein, which is why this is going to be for, I'm hoping to finish it by Sunday for Quidditch. So I have 2 bobbins because it's a real 3-ply. So I have 2 and I'm working on the 3rd bobbin. And then I'll ply it for Quidditch.
Very cool.
Sunday. So I've been spinning on that pretty much exclusively this whole past couple of weeks. But I did stop and process. I'm still like processing blends and stuff. And I took some of that Suffolk and I mixed it with some alpaca, like a white alpaca that I had. And it turned out really nice and fluffy. Like the Suffolk was already like fluffy and springy because it has really good crimp. But then I mixed it with the alpaca, so it just added like a little bit of more softness, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 50%, and I did a 2-ply, and I got 12 wraps per inch, and it fluffed up really nice, and it's like super soft. And so I made some of those bats to sell.
Pretty.
But this one I took pictures of, and I'm gonna turn it in for a class because I like processed those bats, and then I made a small sample bat for me to try to see if it, to see how it's spun.
Yeah.
And then I ordered, my Mother's Day gift was hand combs, and so they came when I was gone this weekend. I ordered them from Shepherd's Woodworking, and so look at how cool they are. They're super nice. They're small, like fine hand combs, so I just do them with my hand. And then so yesterday I was trying them out with this long wool from that I cleaned for my owl. I don't have the processing part for my owl, so I just have like some little nests of like this long wool because you figure the combs are easier for long wools to process. And then I'll try spinning it, I think, for a class. Also, that's my shave 'em to save 'em. Well, I'm trying to get everything ready to spin because I think for Tour de Fleece this year, I want to spin all the ones that I got for the shave 'em to save 'em that I'm not spinning for my owl. I want to spin for my Tour de Fleece goals. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you were like so on top of things. That's not even funny.
So that's what I want to do. Really, I'm procrastinating some stuff, so that's why I'm working on wool stuff. But anyway, so that's what I have been spinning. I did get here. I don't know if you got it, but I got my
I haven't looked at it yet.
Magazine. It's really cool. It's all about spindles, and it has some really great tips in there for spindle spinning. It's really a good one. So I got that. But not only that, I had a fiber festival and the first, and it was really slow. And one of the vendors came over and wanted a bag, and we traded. So I got some more wool.
Surprise, surprise.
Funny. So this one is called Dream Big. It's like teal and natural and brown. And it's from the Spun Bunny. She has a bunch of bunnies, and she's really nice. And then I also got this one is called Baby Monster. So it's like an aqua, gray, and natural color. And I really like these. And
pretty.
yeah. And then this one I got Die Happy, and it's like neon colors. And I thought I could probably spin it together with one or both of these. I haven't decided.
That'd be a fun matchup.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see how the natural. I think it will make it look tweedy. I don't know. I'm interested to see how the natural will mix with the colors and see if it like makes it pop or makes it muddy. I don't know. So I'll just have to see about playing with that. But yeah, so I got some more wool. Like I need it because I have like 2-3 boxes right here off of the screen of fleeces that I need to process still. I have like a table full of fleeces over there that I need to process. And yeah. But it was traded and I didn't spend any money. So
yeah.
Anyways.
It's always good.
Yeah. That's all the spinning. So have you been binging on anything?
I finished this other series. Did I say that last time? I don't remember.
No, you were still reading them.
Yeah, I finished them, and The Lake Silent and Wild Country. So I finished the whole thing, which was good. And I hadn't read the last, which is what, Etched in Bone.
Yeah.
Like I had 3 new things, so that was fun and good. And I liked how it ended and stuff, so it was good.
Yeah.
Other than that, I have been catching up a little bit on shows like I don't know, 911, Grey's Anatomy, Station 19. I'm trying to think.
I have been watching like the same stuff, NCIS, Doctor Who, but I started watching the Charmed because they bought it on Netflix.
Right? I just saw that today.
And I'm not sure if I like the new one.
I haven't looked at it.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't think I've even seen the whole old one. So
so I've seen all up until the very last season. I don't think I finished the last season of the Charmed ones. Like I stopped halfway through when they have Billy in there. I don't know. I just didn't like that season. I think they should have left it how they ended it the first time. So before that season, they even did that season. But anyways, yeah, I'm not sure if I like this new Charmed. I don't know why. Like some of it seems kind of forced. Like remember when you watch the Harry Potter movies and Hermione just says stuff, or they like just say stuff to like catch you up to the books? I feel like they kind of do that in this new Charmed. Like they just say stuff. Like the one guy's like, "I'm your white lighter." They like didn't find it, and like, "Oh, you're the Charmed ones." Like they didn't have to find it out. It just like
feels forced.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. But I do like the character, the 3 sisters.
Okay.
I do like the actresses who play them. Like, I really like them. You know, but like I said, I don't know if I like how they've remade it, if that makes any sense.
I hear you.
I also put the new Roswell in my queue to see if I would like that, but I'm not sure if I'm going to like that either. So we'll see. I've been reading. I finished the Mercy Thompson 11, which is really good. And then I finally got Steel's Edge to finish, and I finished that. So it like brought into light things from the Innkeeper Chronicles that I was like, what the heck? But it brought it into light, and I was like, oh, that makes more sense now. So that's kind of cool. That's by Allena Andrews. And then I started when you have Audible, they like say like if you like this, you'll like this from this author. So I started this book series called Witch's Bite, and the first one is called Borrowed Magic, and I just finished it yesterday and started the second one. And it was kind of good. Like the narrator took a little bit to get used to because she's so narrating. She's so like matter of fact. It's just weird. Like I had to get used to it. Like you know how sometimes the narrator you have to get used to it. So like that was that. But I did like the story for the most part. It was pretty good. It just like a quick read, and I'm like 7 behind on my reading challenge, so I'm trying to read more. But anyway, that's what I've been doing. I haven't been in my sewing room much because I will tell you why when we get to random randomness, which is right now. So random randomness. I had a Blue Ridge Fiber Festival this past weekend, and it rained the whole weekend. So everything is wet. So I brought all my stuff home, and I had to set it all up again and run a dehumidifier in my sewing room to dry it out, which is probably dry now. I need to just go, and this is why I've been doing a lot of spinning and processing fleeces past couple of days because I was letting it dry, and you can't like even walk in my sewing room right now, which is like maybe a 12 by 10 room. It's not a huge room or anything. So I had all my stuff set up in there drying. And I need to go and like replace like, cause when I hang my box bags, I like stuff them with, like not newspaper, but like clean newspaper, like packing paper, so that they hold their shape so you can see what they look like. And I take it out when you buy it. But anyway, so I'm gonna like replace all of that because it got wet too. Like I left it in there so it would like draw out the moisture, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Blue Ridge Fiber Festival, it was like a good show, kind of. Like it just rained the whole time. Like they couldn't control that, so it's not like anything on them. But like people just weren't coming.
Right.
And then it was a Friday and Saturday show, and then Friday like it like kind of rained and kind of didn't. So we had some people come, and then Sunday it just rained, and then around 1 it started pouring, and then there was thunderstorms coming in, and you could see them coming over the mountains there in North Carolina. And the people in charge were like, we will not hold it against you if you pack up and leave, because you figure we were outside, the tent poles are all metal, and there's a thunderstorm coming in, so you've got high winds, which I mean we had all of our tents staked down and everything, but you have high winds and a lightning, like that's just not safe. So we packed up and left, and like everything was like wet, and I think the car still smells wet. It's just craziness. I mean, but that's all part of being a vendor. You just have to deal with that kind of stuff. But there was like no one coming by that point, so that's why we packed up. Like I like never leave early from a show. Like that was the one show I've left early from in like the 6 years I've been vending. Like I felt bad doing it, but at the same time I was like, I don't need to die from lightning. You know, like
you make the right choice, that's for sure.
And I mean, we weren't the only ones. Like everyone was like packing up, so it was crazy. But yeah, my stuff is probably dry now, and I probably should pack it up. And I'm gonna do like re-inventory everything, and you know. But I've been procrastinating, not wanting to do that. So. But anyways, that's pretty much all I've been doing is just vendoring. Because like the first I had a show, and it was really slow. But I think that was because it was the 1st of June, and it had rained the week before, and it was super sunny on that day, so everyone was outside, and then it rained again the next day. So it was like, why couldn't you rain on Saturday when everyone could then come to the show? But anyways, it's like one of those things. You just do it. But last time we talked, we were going to Wisconsin, and Andy had an interview. So we're waiting to hear back from that. The interview went well, we think. And the visit was nice. It was nice to go up and see Jessica.
It was
And
so weird though, because it was like for 2 days, and like
yeah,
usually you guys are here for at least a week, and then it was so short, but it was so good.
yeah. But hopefully the next time we'll be moving and it'll
Right.
be
That's what I'm holding out for.
so. Anyways, that's all the random things going
But
on here.
gearing up for tomorrow is the kids' last day of school. So there's all the end of year like band concerts, and Leah had 8th grade graduation and got recognized for some presidential excellence, blah blah blah.
That's nice though.
Yeah, and just different stuff like that. I think Chloe's going to Bay Beach, which is a little amusement park today. Truman is having a school picnic today. Like they just have fun stuff outside all day long. End of year stuff.
Yeah, like they have to be in for so many days, and the
Yeah,
last days are just
they handed in all their stuff, so they don't have any work to do. It's so ridiculous, but whatever. Actually, Gabe's last final is today. He doesn't have to go in tomorrow.
that's
Um,
nice.
let's see what else. We planted our garden. Lots and lots of stuff in there growing. It's doing good. We've had a lot of rain.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
That's nice. So, yeah. Sorry about that.
Oh, did I say? Well, I kind of alluded to it, but I'm taking me and Gabe, and we're going to Colorado the last week of June to go visit our other sister, Dawn. Well, not just visit, it's her Chris's anniversary, so they are flying me and Gabe down there, and then we'll hang out for like a day and a half, and then they're gonna go on a trip, and we're gonna watch her two boys.
That's gonna be fun. A lot of fun.
I think it'll be nice having some one-on-one time with Gabe too, or not one-on-one, but just him and not the others. It'll be fun. I'm a little nervous about having to drive in Colorado. Like I don't like driving to begin with, so I might just be like, take me grocery shopping and we'll camp out,
That's hilarious.
walk to parks and stuff, but I don't need to go places.
Yeah, I don't blame you because that's what I would do.
But no, so that's exciting. Yeah, kids are ready for summer. We need to set up the pool. We haven't done that yet.
It's been like super chilly lately here. Like raining. Like today it's finally not raining. Um, so hopefully the carpet that I use for my tents that I left out on the um, table outside will dry so I can bring it in because it was really wet.
We've had warmer days. We've had like 80s.
Oh wow.
When it rains, it gets a little cooler, but like today it's supposed to be like 65.
Yeah, that's what it's been.
So it's nice. It's a nice change. We had a long, long winter, so
yeah,
it's good.
It's nice when like the sun starts coming out.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Anyways, we are totally rambling, so we will let you guys go. Thanks for watching. We will see you in a couple of weeks.
Bye.
Bye.